Hi, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with us. I'm Kat Shear, and this is a special presentation from Clydesdale Media. Before we get started, I'd like to remind everyone about our sponsors. RX Smart Gear provides world-class jump ropes, grips, and other gear for us all. Use the code Clydesdale15 for 15% off your order at rxsmartgear.com. Mobility Movement is a program that teaches you how to increase your capacity to heal, reduce recovery time, and restore your nervous system to peak health. Everyone gets a 7-day trial, and after that, our followers will get their first month free when they use the code Clydesdale Free Month at mobilitymovement.com. And finally, C4 Energy, delivering the most effective, best tasting, and highest quality products. Get 20% off when you use the code Clydesdale at checkout at c4energy.com. That's c4energy.com. And today on Meet the Athlete, we are chatting with Atlas Games semifinalist Hanna Mrochuk. How are you, Hanna?
Good. How are you?
Good. I was so worried about mispronouncing your first name that I didn't practice your last name. I didn't practice your first name.
That's all good.
That's how live YouTube goes, for sure. So thanks so much for taking the time to do this. We are just a few days away from the Atlas Games. Where are you right now?
I'm in Ottawa right now.
Okay. Is that where you live?
No, I'm from Calgary, Alberta, but I used to live in Ottawa, so I came up a few days early to kind of visit with some of my friends that I used to train with, and then did a couple of my extra training days that I had leading up to the competition here in Orleans, and then I'm heading out to Montreal today.
Okay, and how far is that for you? Is that a plane ride, a drive?
So from Calgary, it's like the complete opposite side of Canada, pretty much.
Yep.
And then from Ottawa to Montreal, it's about an hour-and-a-half drive.
Oh, perfect. Okay,
yeah, so not
too
bad
much.
At all.
That was a great idea that you were able to do that instead of just getting off a plane and then having to schlep over there. So
yes,
good thinking. So it sounds like you're a veteran competitor. You're only 19 years old, but this is your 6th year participating in the CrossFit Games season, meaning going from the open to something else. And you've actually been to the CrossFit Games twice.
Yes. Yeah. As a teenager.
Stud. What a stud. I love it. What years did you compete at the games?
I competed 2018 and 2019.
Okay. And in 2 different age divisions, correct?
Yeah. So in 2018, I was in the 14-15, and then 2019, I was in the 16-17.
Unreal. So 2 games under your belt. When and how did you start CrossFit?
So I started CrossFit. I don't remember which year it was, but I started when I was 13.
13. Okay. So 8th grade, 9th grade?
Yeah, 9th grade. Going into grade 9, yeah. And I started, so I used to do competitive cheerleading. So I did that for 7 years, and then I wanted a change. And one of the girls that I knew through cheerleading, she started CrossFit, and I saw all her like really cool posts on Instagram and her doing like handstand push-ups on a wall, and I was like, that looks so cool. I really want to try that. And then I did, and I loved it. Yeah.
And I bet you could do handstand push-ups day one, right?
Oh, no, those took me a little while, but I got
Really?
Yeah, it took me I got them quickly.
Yeah.
Once I was able to do them, I had them, but it took me a few months to be able to do it.
Were you a flyer?
No, I was a base.
You were a base. Okay.
Yeah. So it came quickly to me, but yeah.
I would imagine so. What were the experiences at the CrossFit Games like for you?
Oh, they were amazing. I loved every minute of it. It was all learning. First year I was just there. I was like, hey, I want to just like do my best. Let's see where this goes. And then second year, we didn't really know if I was going to make it in again or not, just because of moving up the division.
Sure.
So then when I got in, it was just kind of like, hey, let's go out there. Let's show all the training progress and just do my best that I can do. But it was all so great and so fun.
Yeah, it's interesting. So being a master's athlete, you'll learn this as you get older, is the younger you are in the age group as a master, the better it is, right? When we move up in age group, it's actually a good thing.
Yeah.
But I guess when you're a teenager and you move up in age group, not the greatest, you're sort of at a disadvantage. So let's talk about that transition then from the teen division to the open division. Now, what has that looked like in terms of you needing to sort of change your training, your mindset, your nutrition, and all of that?
Yeah, so when I came out of the teen division, I decided that I wanted to take a break from competing. I wasn't really wanting to compete anymore, just wanted to do it for fun. And so I did that for about a year. And then after I finished the quarterfinals that year, I was like, oh no, I miss it so much. So I was like, okay, I got to find a coach that can help me improve. And so that's when I started going to Optimum Performance Training in Calgary, Alberta. And I work with Michael Fitzgerald.
Never heard of him. Yeah.
No.
No, I have. I'm saying.
Oh, you have? Yeah.
Yeah. He's like an old, his brother founded OPEX, right?
Yes. Yeah. So he co-owns Optimum Performance Training, and he's an absolutely amazing coach and has gotten me so far in such a short amount of time. It's really great. And then the atmosphere there too, there's a whole group of us that are very competitive. Mm-hmm. So it's really nice to kind of have that energy, and everyone's so nice and cheers everybody on. So it's really great.
Do you have people your own age that are competitive, or are you sort of the baby of the group?
A little bit of both. Like there are a couple people around my age, but only a few, and then everybody else is a bit older.
Okay. Yeah. And how do you balance things like, are you still in school? How do you balance that social life, being a teenager, and, training for such a high level?
Yeah, so most of my, so I take a Bachelor of Health and Physical Education at Mrochuk University. And so I took a smaller course load, so I took 4 courses instead of 5. So
Got it.
And I took like Fridays off, so I still had lots of time to be training and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And then most of my friends that I have are from the gym, so it kind of coincides with each other. That's where my social life is, and all my friends, so it's good.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do a little stroll through Instagram here, because this is my favorite way to start conversations. Can you see that okay?
Those are so old. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to go back. We're going to watch the first video, and you're going to tell us a little bit about it. So this is a 225-pound deadlift back in 2018.
Yes.
Oh, you're doing a double. Look at that. You got the belt, you got the knee sleeves.
Yes.
Was deadlifting something that came pretty naturally to you? Like, have you been like more of a strength athlete than a finesse?
I am really good at the gymnastic stuff. The strength stuff has taken a while. Deadlifts are like, I'm still working on like the form, but they're pretty good.
Mm-hmm. I'd say so. Yeah, and this is again almost 4 years, more than 4 years ago.
Yeah.
It's fun to look back at some of that stuff, right?
Definitely gotten much better.
These are cool. Did you make these yourself?
Yes, I did.
Did you design those? Oh, they've got your name on them too.
Yeah.
Awesome. Are you still a Nike person? Do you like your Metcon?
Those are Reebok Nanos.
Those are Nanos. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
So I switched over to the Metcons, and I actually really like them. They're amazing. Yep.
I love it. Here you are in Disney World.
Oh, yes.
What was that box like? I hear it's sort of like all drop-ins basically from everywhere.
Yeah. It was really cool. Lots of people from different places. They have like an outside like rig area, which was really cool. So you could kind of train outside in the sun, which was awesome.
Who's this guy?
So I went and watched our team from Physics CrossFit at the time compete at the finals, and then I saw Pat Bellner there, and I was like, oh, I really want a picture with him. So me and my mom went down and got the photo.
I love it. Have you met him before? Like, now that you're sort of big time?
He was actually at the very first competition that I ever did at CrossFit Firepower in Ontario.
Okay.
And so he kind of spoke a few words there, but I wasn't really that into CrossFit at the time, because it was like the first 2-3 months that I was there. So I didn't really know who he was yet. And then later on I realized, and I was like, oh, that was so cool that he was there speaking to everybody.
That's very cool. Who is this little fella or lady?
That's my dog, Luna. She's a Bernedoodle.
Cute.
Yeah, she has a lot of attitude, but she's very sweet.
Is that at your house?
That was my previous house back in Ottawa.
You had a swimming pool?
Yeah, it was really nice.
Nice. This is a cool picture. I like this. Something about the ring muscle up is just sort of graceful and cool looking.
Yes.
You're a born primitive athlete. Are you still working with them?
I used to be a brand ambassador for them, but I'm not
Okay.
anymore.
Okay. You have a lot of CrossFit stuff on here, my friend.
Yeah.
I love it. All the swag. How cool is that? Like
That was really cool for
outfits
me.
for days.
Oh yeah, I still have so much stuff of it. It's
I bet. Well,
insane.
someday you'll be autographing that stuff and auctioning it off or doing something. That would be really cool. I'm sure they'd be worth something. What's this?
Oh, that was
Oh, that's at the games.
yeah, that was the opening ceremony.
So that was year 2019 where they did. Oh no, that was 2018. They used to do that. Did they do like the parade of
Yeah, so that was when it was like
countries?
inside the Coliseum that one year.
Okay,
And so these were all the Canadian athletes.
love it. Super cool. Oh, that's neat.
Yes.
What do you think about her? So now, all right. So Tia Claire, we all say she's kind of a robot, very unbeatable. You are now in a position to basically be competing against her.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
It's really interesting because like for years I've looked up to all these like really amazing athletes and like they've kind of been like my mentors through the sport, and then now
Sure.
it's like I get to go on the floor and I get to like be kind of one of them and like compete alongside them, so it's just a really interesting experience.
Yeah. How are you feeling going into this weekend? How are your nerves?
Really good. My nerves were a bit heightened like over the past week, but I'm definitely just trying to like kind of know that I've trained really, really hard for this and
Mm-hmm.
like just go out on the floor, put out my best effort, and then like just trust that my training will be there on the days of competition for sure.
Yeah, there's not much you can control except for that, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then just go as hard as I can. It's only 3
Is are you going to have someone with a coach's pass with you for the
Yeah,
weekend?
so my coach Michael will be at the competition as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Does he have other athletes there? Because I feel like I've
Yeah.
interviewed a few people that are going to Atlas that have worked with him, or
Um,
maybe people that were at Granite Games, perhaps.
so I know he did have a client at Granite, and then he does have
Okay.
a client, Josh Workman, in the
Okay.
men's
Yep.
division. So
Hmm.
he'll be there as well. Yeah.
Awesome. Have you been paying attention to the semifinals up to now?
Not really. I've been keeping like an eye on it on Instagram, but I haven't been really watching them all that much. But
Okay. Are you someone that likes to sort of plan and rehearse workouts? Like, have you done any of them multiple times, the ones that you know about, or would you
so
rather just sort of study them and then execute day of?
so me and my coach, we kind of do it as like intervals kind of thing. So with like the muscle up, burpee box jump over, and snatch one, we kind of just
Hmm.
like split up the reps. And then
Okay.
I went and then rested for 5 minutes and then went again, rested for 5 minutes, like that kind of thing. So I get like the feel of the workout without doing the entire thing.
Right. It's kind of like you mark it, right?
Yeah. Like
Y-
I know what it's gonna feel like now,
mhm.
and then it'll just be in a different format.
Are there any that you're particularly excited about?
I'm very excited for the ring muscle up one.
Okay.
And I'm also really excited for the toast to bar and sandbag clean.
Nice.
Sandbag like over the shoulder.
Yeah. Now you mentioned that you're sort of working on your strength, and as a 19-year-old, it's to be expected, right? That your strength
Mm-hmm.
might be something that's an opportunity for you, and not necessarily, you have this huge foundation of it because you've only been on this planet for 19 years.
Yeah.
Um, but do you have a goal in mind in terms of, clearly I'm guessing you're not thinking you're going to win that event, but do you have like a number in mind where even though that might not be your best event, it could be maybe your proudest event because of how hard you've worked or how far you've come?
Yeah. I like for the weightlifting complex, you mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
so me and my coach, we talked about it and we're kind of thinking like around that 195 mark for that
Hmm.
last weight, and then just like kind of see from there. But hitting 195, I think for me would be that would be good.
Yeah. And it's
That's
hard. This is the kind of information I like to get about athletes ahead of time, because I could look at you on the floor and see you getting 195 and thinking like, well, okay, 195, but
Yeah.
not knowing that it was something that you've been working on, or, you knew that it was more of a damage control workout, and that hitting that number would really be a great accomplishment, and it would make you happy, right?
It definitely would be. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very cool. Who else is going to be cheering you on this weekend?
So I have some friends from Ottawa that are coming down to watch. And then there's a few people from my gym back in Calgary, OPT, that are coming over as well, which is really great. So gonna have a lot of people cheering me on, and then both my parents are here as well.
Awesome. Yeah. So there's sort of a little bit of a microcosm of athletes that have gone through the games in their teen years. Do you leave those weekends at the games with like 18 more Instagram friends, and sort of do you stay in touch with those guys and gals that you meet over the course of that weekend?
Definitely have gotten majority of people's Instagrams that I've competed with. And then we just like keep up with each other on Instagram for sure.
Have you ever gone to the Pit Fitness Ranch, the throwdown, the team throwdown thing?
No, that showed up like I was just aged out of the kids division.
Got it.
And that popped up, but that competition, it looks amazing. Like I keep up with it on Instagram whenever they go, and all their workouts look so fun.
It's very fun to follow. Any other sort of big names in the sport that you competed with when you were at the games?
Well, Emma Lawson, like she's competing this weekend. She was always in the age group below me. And then I've competed with Paige Powers, Lexi Neely. Trying to think if there's any other ones. I don't think so, but
so you've checked out the roster at least. You know sort of who your competition is.
Yes.
Is there someone that you're sort of fangirling over maybe a little bit, even though you're not? Don't let on in the back that's what you're doing, but inside, you know, are you kind of like, oh my gosh, there's so and so?
Not, I think is Allison Scuds. She's going. Yeah.
Yep.
So I've watched her on Instagram, and she's a really good athlete. So I'm excited to be competing with her. Yeah.
She's a really sweet person too. So I'm sure you guys would get along well. That's great. Well, we are very excited for you, and we'd love to learn more about you and have you back on the show afterwards for maybe a longer form podcast. But we really wanted to just get a chance to know you a little bit, again, get some of that context so that when we're watching you on the floor, we can celebrate your wins with you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Ultimate goal for the weekend, Hannah?
Just to go out there and like do my absolute best and know that I left everything I possibly could have on that floor.
Perfect. And this will not be your last appearance at a CrossFit event?
No.
This is something you plan to continue in the future?
Yeah, definitely plan to continue. Goal is to get back to the CrossFit Games, but as an individual.
Awesome. Well, best of luck with that, and we'll be keeping in touch.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a safe travel.